do you need? Do you need me to? No.
Yeah, angle squat.
Like I can't fucking move.
I'm the Buff Runner, and this is the run across Utah.
Oh, should we do this?
It's hard to describe the emotions that you feel when you're starting something like this. It's so unknown where you're about to step into. You know, I was really nervous. I knew I was probably a little undertrained. I barely slept the night before, so I'm a little tired. It was 20 degrees, so I was absolutely freezing, which did not help.
It's cold. It's cold.
Where do you feel it most?
Oh, my knees and my hips. Especially my bad knee. It's so sensitive to the cold. We're getting there though.
You add in that pretty intense struggle right out the gate. Alone, in the dark, in Idaho, knowing that I'm trying to run all the way to Arizona, St. George. That was a really tough start.
Dude, that hill sucked.
Yeah.
I like tried running and I was like, I gotta pace myself, you know? And I was like, no, this is actually kind of steep. It's been nice to run downhill for a second though.
Yeah.
It's just been flat now. I don't mind a good downhill.
At least got a good view, you know?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's the guy behind the camera, that's the view.
Something that's very different about running on the road versus running on trails that I didn't even realize even through all of my training is that highways and roads, especially out in areas like this, they're graded hills. It is just a permanent 6% the entire way. You do not get a break. It is hours and hours of straight climbing. It was also so cool getting to the top of it and being able to see all the way out and seeing kind of everything that I was about to run.
So Mason's really struggling. He just sent a message and he hit a wall, which one does at 47 miles. But he asked us to come bring him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we'll see how his spirits are, but I think he's hurting.
Struggling. Oh, I hit a wall really hard. We problem solved though. Some troubleshooting. Yeah. I felt the head spins hit, and I instantly texted you. I was like, I'm gonna give this 5 minutes, and my body's gonna like. I was feeling so good. I was like, I wanna try and push like 54, maybe even 55, and then this wall hit me and I'm like, okay, 52 and a half. Perfect.
That first day we ran 52 and a half miles, and that was probably the worst idea of the whole run, was running 52 and a half miles. I genuinely believed that I could run 52 to 55 miles a day, and boy, oh boy, was I wrong.
Here we go, day one.
Day one. How we feeling?
Not as bad as I thought I was going to feel. The body feels good. Sore parts to the body. I did run, 52 miles, so it's expected. But I'm high spirits, high energy. It's going to be a good day.
All right, day 2, let's go.
Starting the second day, I think I knew that I was in trouble, but I didn't want to accept it yet. I was sore, but I wasn't as sore as I thought I was going to be. But I also was kind of realizing like, oh man, I might have really overestimated this. We ran from Willard Bay to Salt Lake City, Utah. If you're from Utah, like think about that, running from Willard Bay to the Salt Lake City capital. Like it's such a large chunk of land. And then when you cross through civilization, roads that you drive every single day, when you start to cover that on foot, it just feels so much bigger. And so this day felt like one of the bigger days of the run. It felt like, we're running across Utah now.
Hard.
That's not even fun. That's just terrible.
Had a blister pop. Thanks, guys.
Awesome!
This is when I really started to feel like, oh man, we're doing something kind of cool here. And it was cool to see this kind of really coming together and seeing that community support, kind of what this whole thing was about, is that community support coming together. And this is also, again, when I started to realize that I was in trouble and I was in over my head. It was about halfway through the day, I was feeling overheated. My body was feeling weird and off. Legs were feeling heavy. My calf was starting to give me problems. Thought, if I can just play this off, it'll be fine. We'll be good. We'll keep running. We just kind of kept getting worse and worse. And I kept struggling more and more. And I was behind. I was really trying to hit 50 miles on day 2. Just really smart Mason decided, you know what? Let's just throw down for like 10 miles. And I decided to run 9, 10-minute miles, already 30 miles into the day, 35 miles into the day.
About wrapped up with day 2.
Yeah. I feel fucking great. it's just a good reminder that when your mind tells you to quit, that's when you keep going.
And that, I think, is what tipped the scales to really set up what we were about to experience for the remaining days left on this run. We got to the Utah State Capitol, and that was exactly mile 100. I didn't even set that up. That was just the way the route felt.
There we go! I'm a buff runner and we just hit 100 miles of the run across Utah. We still have 300 miles to go, but 100 miles in and it's very fitting. We're here at the state capitol, hit 100 miles, so let's go, 300 to go.
Good job.
Thank you guys so much.
Oh my God, so impressive.
That was a hell of a day. You know, I wanted to hit 50 miles. It just wasn't moving great this morning. It just slowed us down, but that's the nature of it. We still hit our goal, 48 miles. We almost hit 49. We almost hit 49 miles today. So that's still a win in my book. Great day. Great day. I'm very blessed, very happy to be out here and just, yeah, a lot of support. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Whew, getting teary-eyed.
When we got finished, I actually had hired my massage therapist. Her name's Nikki Evans. She's amazing. To just like work out, because I knew day 2 I was going to start to feel a lot of these things. You know, my body is like panicking. It doesn't understand what's going on. And so I was like, I can have her come work out some of these pinpoints and some of these other things that are going on. Yeah, we discovered that I was not okay, and my calf was blown up. It was not good. I did not realize how bad it was, and I know it was because I pushed those fast paces. I just was not in a good spot. I was about to experience a lot of pain for several days to come from here.
So yeah. So I'm just
When I woke up and was getting out of the van, getting ready to start day 3, I was really worried because I just was in a lot of pain, but I thought, you know, maybe we just get running, this will go away, it'll get better.
Shall we?
See you in a mile.
I had a whole group of people with me, and I feel bad because, you know, these people come out and, you know, they want to be a part of this. They want to be a part of this experience. And I feel like I was so worried about what was to come. They also got to walk with me for a long time. It was a really, really difficult day. I think we maybe ran 2 miles of day 3, and the rest of it was just walking, pretty much. I couldn't use my leg. I couldn't use my leg. And thinking back on it, you know, I probably could have pushed a little bit more, but I think the way that we handled day 3 was probably the smartest thing we could have done. I think I had a total of 10, maybe 12 hours of sleep between the 3 days. It was really rough. I was not doing okay. And we just walked. Talking with Jeffrey, talking with Tanner, we tried to basically figure out what we wanted to do here. And I realized at this point that 8 days was impossible. I couldn't, unless somehow the following days I just were to throw down massive miles. I knew that doing this in 8 days was not going to be possible. And that was really hard mentally, knowing that the goal that I had set, I couldn't reach now. further along I walked, the more the pain set in. My calf continued to get worse.
Okay.
I think at this point I just had pushed it too much and it just needed to rest.
Yeah, that's good.
Is that better than Medgate? Yeah. It's the best.
Oh, fuck you.
Sorry. Kind of.
This is day 3 of the Run Across Utah. We are about 125 miles into the whole route. And today we're 23 miles into today and not doing so hot. You can see I'm wearing this beautiful calf sleeve that some family brought to me, which was very gracious of them. But yeah, we're moving slow. And it means, unfortunately, we probably have to extend this a day. But I think, I'm just blessed to be out here and happy that I get this opportunity to even do this. Because of my amazing crew, my family, the people I have running with me, the brands that are working with me, just everybody that's made this run possible. And we're still moving, we're still trucking along. It might not be as fast as we want, but we're still gonna get this done. And we've got still about 300 miles to go, so let's finish this.
So we decided that we were gonna make it to 30 miles. 30 miles was the distance that made the most sense from a timing and physical perspective as well.
Right here is the place. Where's that spray paint? Oh, yeah, 30 miles today. It was short, but I think it was a good lesson. Just like, even though I was in a lot of pain, you can always take one more step. You can always take one more step, even when you think you can't.
We really take off from here, but it also does not get easier.
Just look for the pin. Okay.
Alrighty, first few miles are gonna be a little sore, eh?
Yep, always.
131 miles.
And it starts day 4.
It's a new day, it's a new start. This is just, I feel like a reset. This is when nowhere started. There's these rundown mining towns and farmland, and we're truly entering nowhere. It was beautiful though, west side of Utah Lake. And it was cool to run through all of that. I was feeling rejuvenated. I was feeling like, okay, what I thought was the hardest day is behind us. We're doing this now. This is what I thought about when I thought about running across Utah, running through the desert, running through the farmland, running through these beautiful, empty, open landscapes with just mountains on both sides of you, but in the distance, and then just these flat plains and this flat farmland just all around you. And these snow-capped mountains off to the west and the rolling hills off to the east. And it was really something and really cool to just get to be out in nowhere. And this is when I had that time to really just be with myself. This is when I decided that I needed to experience this. And I needed to experience everything, not just experiencing the fact that I was doing this run, but I wanted to feel everything. I wanted to feel the pain. I wanted to feel the emotion. I wanted to feel every step. I wanted to hear every car. I wanted to hear everything and see everything. And so I decided to go no music no caffeine, just so I could truly experience and feel what this was. Because the pain was still there. I was in a lot of pain. The calf still hurt. My Achilles was blowing up. That was really fun.
Oh, you get to see me like all around you. What do you need? Do you need me to?
No, nothing.
Okay, it's just. Okay, give me a second. You think it's just tendonitis though? You don't think it's like anything insane? You want me to do that?
We were getting to the end of this day. I was feeling good. I was feeling strong. And I got hit by a car. Sorry, Mom, but I got hit by a car on day 4.
Some jackass in fucking Bronco Sport.
Did they stop?
No.
Is there any way they didn't know? Okay.
This is something no one saw on social media because I just didn't want to scare anyone, but because it wasn't as bad. I know I just said I got hit by a car, but I got hit by a mirror. Someone was on their phone, not paying attention. If you drive a Ford Bronco Sport out in Eureka, Utah, you hit me with your car. And they hit me with the mirror, pushed me off the road. I almost fell over and hurt my calf and hurt my Achilles because it totally threw me off. And it also totally jacked up my hip. And I was fine. We got nicked a little bit, had a little chaos, but it did throw me off a little bit. Getting, hit by a car is not exactly the funnest thing in the world. What started as a good day ended on a not the best note, which I think did not help going into the next day, which day 5, that was a day. This was my strongest morning. I came out the gate ready to go. We just had 2 not so great days, and in my head, I was like, I can do this. I can finish this run in 8 days. I just need to throw down day after day from here and not hold back. To start the day, we had to climb over Tintig Pass, and it was a little bit too much for the body.
Hand me the gun again. It's fucking killing me. Oh, fuck.
Oh, it's right there. Oh, fuck.
I realized in this moment that, you know, as much as I was like thinking like, yes, we can still get this done in 8 days. I can keep moving. Once we got to the top of that hill and my hip just went out, I really realized that 8 days was not possible anymore. It just, I wouldn't be able to move fast enough. And that was really hard for me. My goal was to do this in 8 days. And now that's not happening. And so in my mind, it kind of felt like I'd failed. That feeling of failure and the way that it hit was just overwhelming. All I could do was cry. That's all that could happen. That's all that I was feeling, was just letting out this emotion. Emotion I think I'd kind of been bottling up for a few days. I hadn't really had a good cry in a couple days. And it's just something you got to do. Got to have a little bit of a crash out when you're running ultra marathons. And thankfully I had, you know, Jeffrey and Tanner right by my side, and Jeffrey ended up following me for a bit and gotten a few miles together as we went through Tintig Pass out in the middle of nowhere in central Utah. From there, I just kept moving. My hip was messed up. I think it was from getting hit by a car the night before, but it was messed up and it hurt a lot, but I just kept taking one more step. One more step, one more step. That was what was going through my head. About halfway through the day, though, I got some awesome news. My mom was out visiting a friend in Las Vegas, and they happened to see David Goggins running down the side of the road, and pulled up to him and were yelling at him and were like, "Hey, my son, he's running across the state of Utah."
Called out his name. I said David Goggins, and then Lacey had just picked up where I left off and said, "My son is running across Utah right now," and he said, "Send your son a lot of respect." He said, "Send your son my respect."
Hell yeah.
It was very cool.
Super nice.
Yeah, it was very short interaction, but it was very cool. So I would definitely say, you know, my mom ran into David Goggins, tag him so he can follow your progress. Cause
Yeah, hopefully that'd be sick if he saw it. But thank you guys. Hey, I have to keep moving, but thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
It was Jill.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Love ya. Yes.
It's so cool.
They sent me a photo of him, and I mean, I broke down. It was such an awesome thing to hear as I'm in so much pain and suffering. And then to hear my idol, one of my heroes, tell me that he has respect for me because of what I'm doing. And it was something that, again, it just was overwhelmed. I just broke down crying. But day 5 sucked. Even with the awesome stuff that happened with David Goggins, it sucked. It was the hardest day of the run.
How we feeling?
Just hurting.
What mile are we at?
30.
Day 5? 30 miles?
30 miles into the day. This is one of those days. There's been no second wind. There just hasn't been anything. It's just pain.
Just raw.
Just pain.
But you're still doing it.
Well, that's when you find out who you really are. Right there.
The amount of pain I was in mentally and physically was not top the rest of the run. And I think it was something that I needed, was to experience that pain on this day, because I think it's the reason that I was able to continue to move forward and continue to push through the rest of this, because this was just, this wasn't even the beginning. This was just the start of what I thought was the most pain I was ever going to experience.
Oh, perfect. Right
You
there.
see it?
Yep, right there.
Okay.
So day 6, I remember getting out of that van. It hurt. It hurt. I was in a lot of pain. I was really sore. I was really stiff. It was a new day. That's how I tried to approach every day. So it was a new day. We're gonna have new challenges. We're gonna have new pain. We're gonna have new everything. And so I woke up with this new mindset of, okay, let's restart. We have a new goal. I'm gonna get this done in 10 days. My mentality that morning was a lot more positive. While I was in a lot of pain, it was where I knew that I could move strong today. And my goal was to hit 42 miles every day for the rest of the run. I just got to get 42 miles. And so I was like, I can do 42.
Oh, you got a cool bottle.
Something that was so cool is when Nate and Anna showed up, because we really were in the middle of nowhere. We were out towards Delta, Utah, which is quite honestly in the middle of nowhere, west of everything. I couldn't have asked for better pacers. This baton I would have everybody sign because I wanted something to remember this run by. Not just the fact that I did this, but I wanted something that reminded me of why we did this. And it was for the people, it was for the Single Parent Project. It's my essentially medal for this whole journey.
Massive shout out to my friends over here who came out and are running.
I didn't really.
Video too long.
Finish up day 6. I was still just kind of on a high. We hit the 42.5 miles. I was feeling good. And the second I sat down in that van, I immediately knew something was very, very wrong. The pain that was shooting down my leg was something I have never, ever experienced. It was bad. It was really, really bad.
This ankle is pretty fucked right now. I have been in a lot of pain. I can't put any weight on my foot. Yeah, ankle's fucked. It's fucked. No, I'm sorry. I'm just like fucking putting 205 pounds of weight in your back. Oh. Thank you. Man. Guess we'll see, huh?
Guess we'll see. It's not looking too hot, boss.
Nope. We'll get it elevated, we'll get some ice on it.
See how it is in the morning, I guess.
Let's do it again tomorrow, huh? Think I can go 180 miles like this?
I can't see why not.
They're literally driving Mason about 20 feet that way. And they're there.
I mean, we thought it was over. I thought it was over.
Good morning. We're day 7, 1 week of this shit. Ankle's in a lot of pain, but we're gonna keep this train moving.
I told myself that I wasn't gonna quit. So coming into this next day, I just had to get up and keep going. And I said, we're gonna give this one more day. Just gotta see how bad this actually is. So I got out of the van and started walking. It was slow, it was a lot of pain.
Just when you think you can't do another day, you get up and you do another one. Thank you guys. I'll see you here in 45.
Because of what happened the night before, we have chores we had to get done every night. We had to fill the van with gas, we had to get water, we had to do all of these different things to make sure we were set up for the next day, and we didn't do any of it. And rightfully so, we were worried about the fact that this might be over. So that morning, Jeffrey and Tanner left me with a little bit of water, some electrolytes, and I went off on my own. And there's no footage of this. You know, so much of this run was recorded and captured and shared with you guys through stories and posts and this documentary. But this was a moment that was for me. As the sun was rising, it was just me, not a single soul in sight, not a car that drove by. This pink and purple and blue sunrise. I heard a train coming in the distance, and as I turn around with the sunrise illuminating this entire train, and this train just drove by, I just stopped and stood there and just watched this train drive by, and I just got to feel the emotions and the pain and everything that we had experienced on this run. I knew that we were here. And we were going to get this done. And it did not matter how much pain I was in, because that was the whole purpose of all of this, was to show how much pain and suffering single parents go through for their own families every single day. And they don't get the choice to wake up. I had the choice to get up on this day. Single parents don't get that choice. And that's this whole mission, was that I'm going to get up and I'm going to embrace this pain. I'm going to feel this pain. And I'm going to show everybody that what I'm doing and the pain that I'm experiencing is just a fraction of what so many single parents are doing all by themselves every single day without the choice to get up. And I just got to sit there and feel this and embrace this. And from there, it was time to lock in. As strong as I was feeling, this wind was absolutely horrible. Turn around, mile 6, mile 7. These headwinds just picked up and they did not let up. It absolutely sucked. We sat down and we did the math, and I mean, it was like basically pushing almost double my weight. It didn't matter how hard I fought, I just couldn't move fast enough.
That's 30 miles. 30 miles on the day. 10 to go. Like I can't fucking move.
But you've been fighting for literally almost all fucking day.
But I just kept trucking and I just kept going. As we were getting to the end of the day, I had a goal of 40 miles. And at this point, we had about a 5K left. And I told myself I was going to do this in 13 hours. I had about 28 minutes left to run a 5K. It's fast. You know, especially at the point that I was at, that's a 9:30 mile. But I had a goal. And I had to prove something to myself, that it doesn't matter how much pain you're in. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter the mindset. None of it matters. All that matters is that you can do it. And so I threw down.
Keep my stride.
And we crushed that 5K in 24 minutes. It was this unreal and surreal feeling of doing this as fast as I just did it, with as much pain and suffering as I'd experienced, and as sore as I was, and as tired as I was. And then we come out and we run a 5K in 24 minutes. It was a moment that, if for some reason all of this fell apart, I knew that every single day I left it all out there, and this day I left every ounce of my soul on that road. And all I could do was cry when it was over, because I was so proud and so happy that despite it all, we still threw down and we still did this.
Which way's the wind blowing? It said north, so that way. I am not ready for this today.
I knew that we were in for quite a windy day, but I didn't realize it was going to be as bad as it ended up being. We had 40-mile-per-hour headwinds today. It was unreal. It was something I could not physically manage. I mean, it was unsafe to drive the van. I was getting blown off the road. I was having dirt kicked up in my face. I was getting sprayed by fertilizer.
This wind is already worse than yesterday.
A little harder, Jeff.
Let's do a Band-Aid with some like Neosporin or something.
It was an absolute nightmare. The amount of force that was being pushed onto my body was something that wasn't worth fighting. You gotta make these calculated decisions, and so we decided that we gotta run through the night. We're gonna hit mile 300, a milestone that quite honestly is something that a lot of humans have not crossed.
All right, that is mile 300 of this run. We're at mile 300 of the run across Utah. We have 120 miles to go. And you can tell it's really windy, so we're actually gonna hunker down and run through the night to finish off the day. So let's do this. Let's finish this run. Only 2 days left.
Really cool, profound moment for me. But it also was like, okay, now we're gonna go hunker down for the day and get ready to run through the night.
So we just took a hiatus, middle of the day. We were having 40-mile-per-hour winds. As you can kind of see, it's still a little windy. It was too, I couldn't stand up straight. I couldn't do anything like that. So we took a little break, and now it is 6:30 p.m. We were at 20 miles, and then we're gonna run the remaining miles basically through the night. It'll take me about 5 hours to 6 hours to run these next 20 miles. So we're gonna get into the dark and into the night, and then we're only gonna have 100 miles left once this is all over. So let's get back to it. LFG.
Now we're running through the night. Something that I was not ready to do, something none of us were ready to do, is stay up till 2 a.m. running. But I was like, if I just hammer these miles out, we can get this done, and we can get it done quick. And those first 10 miles I got done in about 2 hours. I was flying. We hit through Minersville, and then we got to Minersville Pass. And this was around mile 11, and then it was straight uphill. And then the wind started again. We actually didn't have any wind as that sun was setting, and then as we got to the mountain pass, that wind picked up again. Climbing up that pass was hell. It pushed me to a mental brink. I was exhausted, fighting those headwinds, climbing up a very steep mountain pass. It's the middle of the night. I ended up having the guys follow me because I was scared. And I broke.
Fucking bullshit. Let's go. A9.
Coming in this next morning, we had a few miles we still had to crush. And so I got to the top of the pass, and from there it was downhill. There was a lot of compounding factors coming into this. The downhill was pretty tough, and my legs just weren't cooperating. And I was struggling a lot mentally. I think knowing how close I was, but knowing I was still a whole day away. By driving, I'm like an hour away, but we still had, 2 days of running. So it was this weird mental thing that I had to get over. And then physically, my legs were just heavy and they weren't cooperating with me that well.
How we feeling today?
Not good. My legs are just... The lack of sleep, paired with running into the middle of the night, paired with 2 days of extreme winds, paired with headwinds climbing up our steepest climb and longest climb of the run. My legs just, they are not doing good. They're not doing good.
Fucking blisters on my feet hurt so fucking bad today. All of them. They hurt so bad. This is the worst they've hurt.
About halfway through the day, I would stop and stretch on my pulse. And it was just something I did through the run. Well, I'm heavy, so I think it eventually caught up to them and they broke. My pole just snapped right underneath me.
Well, we got new poles because those aren't supposed to bend. So now we got these bad boys. It's a bummer how much heavier they are, but it'll at least keep me moving. So
it just kind of all fits together with a little bit of chaos every day. And this was today's chaos.
Watch out. My quad's fully cramping right now. Will you help me down?
Thank you. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Did it.
Yes. Let's do it again tomorrow.
The end of day 9 was rough. Jeffrey had lost his wallet, and Tanner had to leave us, which was a bummer. We'd done this whole journey together, and he doesn't get to be there at the finish line. I was really bummed. It was it set up for an interesting day because the next day we had 56 miles to crush, and I was not going to break it up into 2 days.
Good morning. Tanner had to unfortunately leave last night. But guess what? It's the final day. We got a big day. We got 57 miles. This is a big one. A big day. But we're going to get it done, and we're going to crush it. And we're here. I cannot believe that we're here. Let's go. Let's do this.
Last day.
How does one begin to explain what kind of adventure this was? Not just the fact that I was running through my home, but that I was running for something that was right here. These moments that I had out there, so many days and hours alone with nothing but myself and my thoughts, staring into sunsets and sunrises over the desert mountains, knowing and unknowing what lies ahead. Moments of peace and calm, yet at the same time feeling all the pain, mental and physical, that one can experience in a single moment. Things that you just can't explain. It didn't matter how exhausted I was. It didn't matter how tired I was. It didn't matter how much pain I was in. We just got up and we did it every single day, because that's what this journey was for. It's the whole purpose of this run. This is what single parents do. This is what they do every day. They don't get the choice. They get up and they do the work. It doesn't matter how much pain, mental or physical, no matter how tired they are, they get up and they do the work. It was for my mom and the hours I watched her put in, the amount of sacrifices she made. I wanted to be able to show all of you just a fraction of the work that these parents put in every single day. For the kids of these families, you can do it. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. You just have to believe that you can do it, and that is what this was. A kid... cry. It was just a kid that wanted to prove that he could do it and show others that he did.